Peter had spent most of his life teaching others how to find the right words. For over 30 years, he taught English literature and history at a secondary school along the Kent coast. He taught students how language shaped memory, how letters and speeches could change the course of lives. He marked essays on war poetry and reconciliation, urging teenagers to say what mattered before time closed in. Now, retired at 58, Peter found himself struggling to do what he had always asked of others. Midwinter pressed hard against the seafront. The wind came sharp off the water, gulls crying overhead as if arguing with the sky. Peter walked slowly along the promenade, his breath shallow not just from the cold, but from the early-stage heart failure he now lived with. Time no longer felt theoretical. It lived in his chest, measured in tablets, appointments, and careful steps. In his coat pocket was a folded letter, softened at the creases. He had rewritten it dozens of times. The words were there, but never quite ready. His brother, James. They had not spoken in 15 years. The argument had been small at first about their parents' care, but it grew teeth. Accusations hardened, pride calcified. Then illness entered the family, and silence followed. Peter had waited too long to soften. Time did the rest. Regret sat with him like an old companion, not loud, persistent. It colored his mornings and lingered at night. He wondered how many of his students had taken his advice more seriously than he had. Peter stopped near the railings, gripping cold metal as the sea rolled endlessly on. The letter trembled in his hand. He did not know if James would read it, or if there was even time left, and yet standing there, he felt something steady beneath the ache. God's oath had not expired. Human words could be delayed, avoided, lost, but God's promise outlasted time, illness, and even regret. Where Peter's courage failed, God's faithfulness remained. The wind tugged at the paper. Peter folded the letter again. He was not ready to send it, not yet. But for the first time, he was ready to hope. Some reconciliations begin before the envelope is sealed. If you carry words you never sent, relationships frozen in time, or regret that feels heavier than hope, this prayer is for you, eternal God. You stand beyond time, yet you meet us tenderly within it. You see the letters we never sent, the apologies rehearsed too late, the relationships paused by pride, fear, or pain. We ask for courage to move toward reconciliation, peace where distance has grown familiar, and healing where regret has lingered longest. Where time feels short, be our assurance. Where illness weakens us, be our strength. And where words fail, let your oath speak louder still. Bring restoration, not only to us, but to families, friendships, and futures touched by our obedience. We place what remains of our time in your hands. Amen.